As a Web Africans, instead of writing a long blog post detailing the tens and tens of steps to add Google Analytics to your website, I decided to record a screencast. Just warn you up front, my MacBook's taking a lot of strain, so if there's a hum in the background, believe it or not, that's actually the sound that my Mac makes. Anyway, let's get started. So what I've done is I've created a Google account. You'll need a Google account in order to make use of Google Analytics. Once you've done so, you will go to www.google.com/analytics and you'll log in with your account. I'm at the first step here where Google tells us that we've got 3 different steps: sign up, add tracking code, and learn about your audience. First step is to sign up. So if we come through to this screen, and we have different options if we want to do app tracking or website tracking. For simplicity, let's stick with website, and we're going to use Universal Analytics. It's still in beta phase. It's a new initiative by Google, but it provides you with a lot of interesting different segments of data that you can make use of compared to the classic analytics. I'm going to go ahead and keep that one like that. Next step is to enter in your website name. So for this, I'm going to use test website. Next, you want to type in your address. I'll go ahead and do testwebsite.com. Select the industry that it's in. Select your time zone, South Africa. Give your account name, which if you've only got one website, you could just call it the name of the website or the name of your company. So I'm going to go ahead and just call it Ahmed Digital 2. Data sharing options give you more control over sharing your Google Analytics data. Take a read through these, decide what you're interested in sharing and what you aren't interested in sharing. And finally, we want to click Get Tracking ID. A little bit of a terms and conditions. You should probably have a read through that to understand what data is going where and fees and so on and so forth. If you accept those terms, go ahead and click on Accept. This brings you to the analytics dashboard, for lack of better words, and presents you with your tracking code. The screen is overwhelming, all of these different settings and such. The most important thing at this step is to make sure that you take this tracking code and you place it on your website. Now, there are instructions here in terms of where you can put it and so on and so forth. I usually say if you're very uncertain about working with the code on your website, to perhaps ask one of your friends or your web designers to insert this on your website. It's important to get this in the right place, and it should only take a web designer literally 5 minutes to do. So if you ask someone and they're going to charge you, just keep in mind 5-10 sort of minutes to do so. Once you've done that, you're actually set to go. It really is pretty straightforward. So just to recap, I went to google.com/analytics. I signed in with my username and password for my Google account or Gmail account. Following that, I selected a name for the account. I chose the new version of Universal Analytics. I typed in my address and so on and so forth. And I came through to this page, which shows you your tracking ID. Copy this code and paste it into your website code. If you're uncertain, ask a web designer or a friend who knows how to work with code. Once you're done with that, and your web designer or yourself have implemented it correctly, we can click on reporting. And this will bring us through to this page, which is what Google Analytics provides us with. How many visitors you've had, unique visitors, page views, and a huge collection of other different sources of information, or like we like to call them, metrics. And that's all there is to it. I hope you found that video useful.